The Free Thinker Show. Ignite your mind, challenge the norm.
Hey, you ever feel like you're stuck playing checkers, and everybody else is like out there mastering chess?
Oh, yeah.
We are diving deep today into How to Win at Everything You Do,
Okay.
an audiobook from the insightful folks over at Grow to the Top.
Right.
And let me tell you,
Yeah.
this is all about upping your strategy game in life.
It really is. Forget about just, crossing finish lines. This is about adopting a whole new mindset for success.
Okay.
And the good news is anyone can learn it.
Okay, so no more wishing we were born under a lucky star.
Right.
This winner's mindset the book talks about, it's not some exclusive club.
No, not at all. It's more like building a skill
Okay.
and the foundation, a growth mindset.
Okay.
This means believing that you can constantly improve your abilities no matter where you're starting from.
I like that.
Imagine constantly leveling up in a video game.
Yeah.
That's the energy we're going for.
That actually makes a ton of sense. I'm already feeling more motivated,
Right.
ditching that whole fixed mindset trap. But it's not just about positive vibes, right?
Right.
The book also talks about getting strategic with our thinking.
Yeah. We need action.
Oh, yeah.
It's like this. Think of your life as having a mission,
Okay.
a big, audacious goal you're working towards.
Okay.
That's where strong vision comes in.
Okay, so instead of just daydreaming, we need a crystal clear picture of where we want to be.
Yes.
Got it. But how does that translate to like those everyday choices,
Think of your vision as your North Star.
Okay.
It guides your decisions, big or small.
Okay.
It's what keeps you motivated when things get tough.
Okay.
And here's the key.
Okay.
It needs to align with your core values.
Yeah.
To really have that extra motivational boost.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So it's about having a vision that's not just ambitious,
Right.
but also like deeply meaningful to us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It reminds me of those historical figures, who achieved incredible things.
Yeah.
They weren't just going through the motions. They had this clear sense of purpose. Exactly. Think about the leaders of social movements or those who built empires.
Yeah.
They had these vivid visions of the future, and they inspired others to join them on that journey.
That's powerful.
Yes.
So we've got our inspiring vision,
Okay.
but then we need a plan, right?
Yes.
We can't just wish it into existence.
Yeah, well-
How does the book recommend we break it all down?
That's where SMART goals come in.
Okay.
It's a classic framework, but for a reason.
Yeah.
It forces you to get specific. What exactly do you want to achieve?
Okay.
It needs to be measurable so you can track your progress.
I like it.
Achievable, of course, so you don't get discouraged.
Right.
Relevant to your overall vision.
Yeah.
And time-bound, meaning you set deadlines to stay on track.
Okay, so it's about transforming that big vision
Yes.
into like bite-sized manageable steps.
Exactly.
I can see how that would be less overwhelming.
Right.
But even with the best plan, life throws curveballs right.
Oh, yeah.
How does How to Win account for that?
Yeah.
It stresses the difference between tactical and strategic thinking
Okay.
and the importance of anticipating those curveballs.
Yeah.
Imagine a game of chess.
Okay.
A tactical thinker reacts to the immediate move,
Right.
but a strategic thinker is already 10 steps ahead,
Wow.
anticipating their opponent's moves and planning accordingly.
So it's less about reacting and more about proactively shaping the game.
Exactly.
But how do we actually become those master chess players in our own lives?
This is where the book gets really practical. It introduces tools like SWOT analysis
Okay.
and pest analysis
Okay.
to help us map out the playing field.
Those sound intriguing, but maybe a little intimidating.
Okay.
Can you break them down for us?
Sure.
What's a SWOT analysis?
It stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
Okay.
It's a way to assess your current position.
Got it.
What are you good at? Where are you vulnerable?
Yeah.
What opportunities are out there that you can capitalize on?
Mm.
What are the potential obstacles or threats to your success? It's like doing a deep dive on yourself before diving into the game.
Okay, so it's like taking stock of our internal resources.
Yes.
And like the external landscape.
Exactly.
It's about knowing yourself and knowing your playing field.
Precisely. And that's where pest analysis comes in.
Okay.
It focuses on the bigger picture,
Okay.
those macro level factors
Uh-huh.
that might influence your path.
Okay, so tell us more about this pest analysis.
Yeah.
What does it stand for?
It stands for political, economic, social, and technological factors.
Okay.
It's about looking at those larger trends that might seem outside your control,
Okay.
but understanding them can be crucial for making smart decisions.
So even if we have like a solid personal vision
Right?
and a plan,
Yeah,
there might be these like external forces that we need to be aware of.
absolutely.
Yeah, can you give us an example of how that might play out in real life?
Absolutely. Imagine you're passionate about launching an eco-friendly clothing line.
Right.
That's your vision.
Got it.
You've got your SMART goals.
Yeah.
You're doing your SWOT analysis.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's a sudden economic downturn.
Oh,
Consumers have less disposable income.
right.
Now you need to be adaptable.
Yeah.
Maybe you adjust your pricing strategy. Maybe you focus on a smaller line of core products.
Okay.
Or perhaps you even delay your launch until the economic climate is more favorable.
Wow. That's a really clear example.
Yeah,
So it's not just about having a plan, it's about being prepared to pivot, adapt,
right.
and adjust ourselves based on those external facts.
Exactly. It's about being strategic rather than just tactical.
Right.
And that applies to pretty much every aspect of life,
Yeah.
from our careers to our relationships to our personal growth.
This is already giving me so much to think about.
Good.
But before we get too overwhelmed, let's take a quick break.
Okay.
When we come back, we'll delve deeper into the practical strategies How to Win recommends for achieving those big goals.
Sounds good.
Stay with us. Okay, so we're back.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about, the power of strategic thinking,
Right.
setting smart goals,
Yeah.
and using tools like SWOT and pest analysis to kind of navigate our way to success.
Right.
But how do we ensure that we're not just winning in the short term,
Right.
but actually building for long-term sustainable success?
That's where How to Win really shines.
Okay.
It moves beyond those initial steps
Okay.
and dives into the habits and mindsets
Yeah.
that can help us not only reach the top, but stay there.
Because anyone who's ever achieved a goal kind of knows that feeling of, okay, now what?
Right.
How do we avoid becoming complacent and keep that momentum going?
One key takeaway is the importance of continuous learning.
Okay.
The world is changing faster than ever.
Right.
So resting on our laurels is a surefire way to fall behind.
That makes a lot of sense. We can't just rely on what we already know.
Right.
So how does the book suggest we approach this continuous learning?
It's about staying curious,
Okay.
embracing new information, and always being willing to update our knowledge and skills.
Okay, so like what does that look like practically?
That could mean formal education, attending workshops, reading books,
Yeah.
even just having those insightful conversations with people in different fields.
It's funny. It reminds me of something my grandmother used to say.
Oh, yeah.
A mind that is stretched by a new experience can never go back to its old dimensions.
I love that.
I think that really captures the spirit of what we're talking about.
Absolutely. It's about challenging our assumptions, expanding our perspectives, and realizing that learning is a lifelong journey, not a destination.
And speaking of journeys, it seems like adaptability is another key theme in How to Win, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The authors emphasize that we're living in a time of unprecedented change.
Yeah.
So being able to adapt our plans, our strategies, even our entire mindsets
Yeah.
is crucial for navigating those uncharted waters.
Can you give us an example of what that adaptability might look like in a real-world scenario?
Imagine you're a writer who's been successful publishing traditionally,
Okay.
but then the publishing landscape shifts.
Oh.
Ebooks and self-publishing become major forces.
Okay.
Now, you could dig in your heels and say, that's not how it's done.
Right.
Or you could embrace the change.
Okay.
Learn the ins and outs of digital publishing, maybe even connect with readers in new ways through social media.
Right.
That's adaptability in action.
That's a great example.
Yeah.
It highlights how important it is to be open to new ways of doing things,
Yeah.
even when those changes disrupt the status quo.
Absolutely.
And that ties into another important point the book makes,
Valid.
the importance of building and nurturing strong relationships.
So important.
Because we can't achieve great things in isolation.
Yeah,
Right.
precisely. Whether it's mentors who offer guidance,
Yeah.
colleagues who inspire us, or friends and family who provide support,
Yeah.
those connections are essential for weathering the storms and celebrating the victories.
It's about recognizing that we're stronger together,
Yes.
that we can achieve far more collaboratively than we ever could alone.
Absolutely.
I'm curious, does the book offer any specific tips on how to cultivate those strong relationships?
One thing they emphasize is the importance of generosity.
Okay.
And I don't just mean financially, although that's part of it.
Yeah.
It's about being generous with our time, our knowledge, our support,
Right.
offering a listening ear to a friend in need,
Yeah.
mentoring a colleague, volunteering in our communities.
Mhm.
These acts of generosity not only strengthen our bonds with others,
Yeah.
but they also make us feel good.
Right.
They tap into that innate human desire to make a difference.
And when we feel good, we're more likely to perform at our best.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like that saying, success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success.
Exactly.
And that brings us to another crucial aspect of sustaining success,
Okay.
that How to Win highlights
Yes.
the importance of self-care.
So important.
Because we can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly. The authors stress that we need to prioritize our physical and mental well-being
Yeah.
if we want to achieve our goals without burning out in the process.
So what are some of the self-care practices they recommend? Yeah. I imagine it goes beyond just getting enough sleep,
Yes.
although I'm sure that's on the list.
Sleep is definitely crucial,
Okay.
but it's also about nourishing our bodies with healthy foods,
Yeah.
moving our bodies in ways that feel good,
Mm-hmm.
and making time for activities that bring us joy and rejuvenation.
It's about treating ourselves with the same care and compassion that we would offer to a loved one. Right.
Absolutely.
Recognizing that we deserve to feel our best.
Yes.
Both physically and mentally.
Exactly. And when we prioritize our own well-being,
Yeah.
we're better equipped to show up for others, to pursue our passions,
Yeah.
and to make a positive impact on the world.
It all ties together so beautifully, doesn't it?
It does.
This holistic approach to success, it's not just about achieving those external markers of success.
Right.
It's about cultivating a life of meaning, purpose, and well-being.
Absolutely. And that leads us to the final theme I wanted to touch on from How to Win.
Okay.
Legacy.
Legacy, that feels like a weighty word.
Yeah.
Often reserved for those who achieve extraordinary fame or fortune.
Right.
But I have a feeling the book's perspective is a bit more nuanced than that.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
How to Win reframes legacy as something that's accessible to all of us,
Okay.
regardless of our profession or social standing.
So it's not about having our names on buildings
Or-
or winning prestigious awards.
Exactly.
What's their definition of legacy?
It's about the impact we have on others,
Okay.
the positive change we create in the world, and the values we embody in our everyday lives.
So it's about those ripple effects.
Yes.
The way our actions, big or small,
Right.
can have a lasting impact on the people around us and even on future generations.
Exactly. And it's about recognizing that we all have something unique and valuable to offer the world.
Yeah.
Our legacy is about sharing those gifts, whether it's through our work, our relationships, or our contributions to our communities.
This is really making me think differently about what it means to win at life. It's not just about our own personal achievements,
Right.
but about how we use those achievements to make a positive impact on the world around us.
Absolutely. And that's a truly inspiring message.
It really is. We've covered so much ground in this deep dive.
We have.
From the importance of setting smart goals
Right.
to the power of nurturing strong relationships and embracing self-care.
Absolutely.
But before we wrap things up, I want to touch on one final takeaway from How to Win.
Okay.
That really resonated with me. It's like throughout this whole deep dive into how to win at everything you do,
Yeah.
one thing that's kind of stuck with me is how the authors really emphasize that.
Yeah.
There's no one definition of success.
It's refreshing, isn't it?
It is.
They really hammer home that your path is yours to
Wow.
define.
Right.
What looks like a win for one person might be completely different for someone else. And that's okay.
It's about tuning out that external noise, those societal expectations.
Right.
And really honing in on what truly matters to us individually.
Exactly. It's about aligning our actions with our values, pursuing our passions,
Right.
and using our unique talents and skills to make a positive impact.
Yeah.
That's what leads to genuine fulfillment.
And sometimes that might mean like redefining what winning looks like
Yes.
for us at different stages of our lives, right?
Absolutely.
What we value in our 20s might be different from what we prioritize in our 40s or 60s.
That's a really important point.
Right.
It's about recognizing that growth and evolution
Yeah.
are continuous processes.
Right.
We shouldn't be afraid to reevaluate our goals,
Okay.
our priorities, even our definition of success
Yeah.
as we navigate life's journey.
Because it's not about reaching some finish line
Right.
where we suddenly become winners.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
It's about showing up every day.
Yes.
Striving to become the best versions of ourselves
I love that.
and making a difference in the world.
It's a much more empowering message than the typical hustle harder mentality.
What?
It's about approaching life as a journey of growth,
Yeah.
learning, and contribution.
Absolutely. And it's about celebrating those small wins along the way.
Right.
Those moments of progress that kind of propel us forward.
Right.
It's about recognizing that success is not just about the destination.
Yeah.
It's about savoring the journey itself.
And remembering to enjoy the ride.
Yes.
Because when we're so focused on achieving the next goal,
Right.
it's easy to forget to appreciate the present moment, the progress we've already made.
It's like that quote,
Yeah.
happiness is not a destination, it is a way of life.
Right?
And I think the same can be said for success. It's
Yeah.
not about reaching some elusive endpoint.
Right.
It's about cultivating a mindset, a way of being in the world that allows us to thrive.
Beautifully said.
Right.
And how to win reminds us that we already possess everything we need
Oh, that's nice.
to create that success, to achieve extraordinary things.
Wow.
It's about tapping into our inner strength, our resilience, our creativity, and our capacity for love and connection.
Yeah.
It's about believing in ourselves and our ability to make a difference.
This deep dive has given us so much to think about.
It has.
From cultivating a winner's mindset to building strong relationships,
Yes.
mastering strategic thinking, and embracing self-care.
Absolutely.
But most importantly, it's reminded us that success is not a one-size-fits-all concept.
It's not.
It's about defining what truly matters to us,
Yes.
aligning our actions with our values,
Right.
and using our unique gifts to leave the world a little brighter than we found it.
It's been a pleasure diving into these ideas with you.
Likewise, and to our listeners, we'd love to hear from you what resonated most with you from our deep dive into how to win at everything you do. What's one action you can take today to apply these principles in your own life? Share your thoughts with us. We're always eager to hear about your own journeys to success.